The Pelicans lose a second game in a row, getting flogged by Phoenix and then getting hammered by the Blazers. Despite valiant efforts from the rookies in both games, the Pelicans just continue to lose. There's no nice way to soften it. We're going to talk about the Portland game, what needs to happen, what needs to improve today on Flock.
Ready?
G'day everyone and welcome to Flock, a New Orleans Pelicans podcast. I am your host, Lyle Swithenbank, at Lyle Swithenbank on Twitter and on TikTok, and at LylePels on Instagram. Gosh, nearly forgot my own Instagram handle. How does it go? Much like the Pelicans forgot how to play defense once again. Gosh, what sort of pod is this going to be today? I thought about softening it and going into the advanced stats and, oh gosh, look who's better when they're on and who's off. But really, the Pelicans just need a shake. You just want to grab them by the shoulders and say, guys, this is not good enough. This is absolutely not good enough. The Suns game, let's just start with the Suns game, and we're only going to talk about it for, we'll give it a minute, 1 minute, because there's not much to say about it. The Suns game, we fall 98 to 121 after, as we talked about on the previous episode, a really valiant fight against the Spurs and just falling short. That was the competitive nature that we've been seeking. You have to try. You have to want to play. Then you go out against the Suns. You make absolutely no adjustments. You get smoked by Grayson Allen. And it is just the age-old adage that the Pelicans are great for a role player to get career highs. Because once again, we get beaten by some guy who hasn't really done too much. He's had a good season so far, but historically bounced around the league. And you let him get 10 threes against you. And you do nothing. They're all open. Bright Sparks, Fears, and Derek Queen. And that is all I can say on that Phoenix game. That was garbage. It was over by halfway through the second quarter. And we never looked like we wanted to be there. And that's what happened. We got smashed. Fast forward to the Portland game, and they end up defeating the Pelicans 125 to 117. Now, this was a back and forth game. Pretty close, and then the dreaded third quarter once again. We're going to go into the stats for this one. The unfortunate thing about this game is that you did plenty right, but once again, failed to execute coming out of halftime. Every single game, it feels like it. And the only game we win the third quarter, we've lost all the other three. So it doesn't even matter. Quarter by quarter, Portland 30, Pelicans 25. Second quarter, 27 to 34. Pelicans bounce back. It was pretty close heading into halftime. And then we go to sleep and a different team comes out, 38 to 26 in favour of the Blazers. And you're down in a hole straight away. And you've got to then go on run after run after run. And to the Pelicans' credit, they got down on a 14-0 run. And then it came back with their own 14-0 run, or 15-3 or something it was. And then let go of the rope again. It's like you just get back even. And then you let the team back in and let them do whatever they want. And it wasn't anything profound from the Portland Trailblazers. It was Denny Adviga going right. Layup, put back, layup. You got torched in the third quarter once again. And last quarter, 30 to 32 in favour of the Pelicans. So you actually won 2 out of the 4 quarters. But you lost the other one so badly that it just didn't matter. You lose 125 to 117. And the thing is you were down 14 points and managed to drag it all the way back to be down by 3. Trey misses a 3-point shot. It was a good shot. Missed it. They get back down the other end, score. And from there, it was, pretty much over. You had to score every possession, and Advius ices the game with about a minute to go. He hits a three, and from there, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Disappointing, to say the least, because this is one of those ones you say, oh, we might have a chance here, despite how bad we've been. Maybe this is a game, and despite who's out, perhaps we have the opportunity to win, but who knows? It's diabolical, the state of this team. Poole out, Zion out, Missy comes back, gets ejected, a minute into coming into the game, takes Jeremy Grant with him, gives you the opportunity to take their, leading man out of the equation, and you still lose. Just disappointing. We let them shoot 57% from the field to our 47. 57%. You're never going to win games if you cannot defend. This is a defensive-minded team. That's what we keep getting told. We are going to be hard-nosed defenders. Well, we give up the second most points a game, and we're letting them score nearly 60%. It doesn't show me any sense of the word defense at all. Garbage. 3-pointers, 35% to 33. They had 13, we hit 13. It was dead heat there. Against the Suns, we won't talk about because we got smoked. Offensive rebounds, we had 15. And they had 9. So you're getting the opportunities. But then, rebound battle, 39 to 35, which you lose overall. So you lose the defensive rebound. And the amount of times that was obvious that we just weren't in a position to rebound, whether that was that your centre had been sucked up or was too slow to get back in the case of Looney. It was just disappointing. And right, they've got Donovan Clingan, big man, gets rebounds. That's what he does. Rob Williams, another guy, Time Lord. The reality is you knew this coming in. These guys have been there. You know exactly what they do. Yet you don't account for them. We decide we're going to leak out instead of going and get defensive rebound, make it someone else's problem. Fast break points, 17 to 6 in favour of Portland. That's your game sewing up right there. You play with pace, you attack the basket, you turn us over, and to be fair, we weren't turned over that much, but they got 18 points off turnovers to our 14. Off 10 turnovers for us. So, you actually did a really good job to their 13. So you actually won the turnover battle. You took care of the ball for all intents and purposes, and you still just get flogged on those fast breaks. Points off turnovers. What did we do? 18 to 14, as I said. How is that? You turn 13 turnovers into 14 points. All that says to me is you're not turning that over in the correct positions. You may be getting it at dead balls and getting back, but it also shows that Portland are willing to move in transition and make sure that they're there, contesting those shots. Whereas it doesn't look like we were doing that. And also our live ball turnovers were atrocious. It was, clear passing lanes. And I discount the one that Jeremiah Fears had in the last quarter because this is your rookie point guard doing his very best. He and Derek Queen are our best players. And Sadiq Bey. I don't know what else you want from him. The box score. Trey Murphy, 22 points. 5 rebounds, 5 assists and a steal. 8 of 18 shooting. 3 of 11 from 3. And Trey was fine, right? -3 on plus minus. Played nearly 40 minutes. He was the guy. He created for others with his 5 assists. But we don't seem to have any scheme. The first play of the game was great. We set a couple of screens, got him open. But as soon as a team like Portland is allowed to put your hands on him, he goes to water, and we have no counters. There's no schemes or anything to get Trey Murphy free. And we also don't do it the alternative way. If this was going to be a game where, they were allowed to junk it up and pick us up full court and defend, and their default was pick us up every single time, full court, we'll play with that same intensity. Just match it. That's all you have to do. Match the intensity. But what you can see is people just don't. It comes down to lack of care. That's all it says to me, because I can't teach effort. Willie Green can't coach effort. You either want to do it or you don't. Don't know. And that's not to defend Willie Green, because he's as culpable in this as the players. Sadiq Bey, 25 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 8 of 16, 3 of 8, 6 of 7 free throws. He was huge for us down the stretch. In the fourth quarter, he led the charge back, played a really good game, and has been a great asset to this team. I do not have a bad word to say about Sadiq Bey, because he's doing what his job entails. And all I ask is that you do your job. And in fact, he's exceeding it, because he's also scoring for us. Looney, 8 minutes, got 2 fouls early, which was a blessing in disguise, because Derek Queen got to come in. He got 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. 8 minutes from his starting centre, -7. I don't know whether that knee is still hampering him, because he is not moving very well at all. And it is hampering the transition. It's hampering the speed that we want to play at, allegedly that we want to play at, or that at least Jeremiah Fears wants to play at, because you're waiting for your centre to catch up. And that is getting pretty tough. Even this one probably would have been handy to have, because it would have meant that some minutes would have gone to him. He could have got back in rhythm after being sick, but, he also sacrificed himself to get rid of Jeremy Grant. Herb Jones, 34 minutes, 11 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 1 steal, 4 of 9, 2 of 5 from 3. He was fine again, but one of those games that he really, he just looked a step slow, to be fair to Herb. Usually he's a bit more chipper, but again, he was also chasing around really good players. So, Drew Holiday defended, Denny, as we talked about, Avdia, and he was busy. He was sorting things out, but again, probably not his best game. Jeremiah Fears, I thought, was great. 26 minutes. This is his 11th straight game with at least 10 points, and in rookies, he leads them all, which is pretty impressive. 15 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 4 of 11 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3, and hit all his free throws, 6 of them, including 4 down the stretch, which was really important. He pushed the pace. He played like a point guard. He was putting other people in a position to be successful. Scored 15 points. Knew when to score. Knew when to pass and create for others. Used his gravity by crashing into defenses. Driving into the paint. That's all you can ask from these guys. There's no real game plan, so he just has to create. And the guy will come up, set a screen, and it's like, oh, go and cook now. I've got no concerns with the rookies. As I said in the title of this show, at least the rookies are good. Micah Peavy was the first guy off the bench, 12 minutes, 12 and a half, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 or 2 shooting. And there's a lot of stuff. He was a -11, but there was a lot of stuff that Micah did that I thought was really good. There was a turnover. He ran back, blocked the lob. That was down the stretch. I think it was in the last quarter as well. Moving his feet, getting straight up. He's still getting the rookie whistle, but he's doing all the things he's being asked. He's defending like a madman. I can't fault what Micah's doing. He's going to continue to grow into that role. And with consistent minutes, you got 12 minutes to show out. You know that you just have to contribute. Again, I thought he was quite good. Derek Queen, 37 minutes, 45 seconds. Wowza. And what happens when he has starters minutes? 26 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 12 of 18 shooting. Missed his 3, but that's all right. Missed 1 free throw, 2 of 3, and only 1 turnover. Again, plus minus of 0. Perfectly balanced. He had 12 in the first quarter. Start the man. He can do it. He is a good player. And it is time that we start the rookies. Both of them. Derek Queen has to start. He plays at his own pace. He is able to draw fouls. He is able to Euro step around things. He moves slow, but he can still dunk. He runs the floor. He's a great passer. He has to start. We are doing everyone else a disservice that he is not starting. He has earned it. 26 points. This guy could win Rookie of the Year. Am I ready to blow the lid off on this? Absolutely. He looks great. No qualms from me on Derek Queen. Jose, 21 minutes, 5 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 2 of 3. He had a steal, 2 of 7, from the field. 1 of 5 from 3. Wasn't his best game. Turned the ball over 3 times. It was not the Jose that we've seen in the last few games. He looked worn out. When he rolled his ankle, it looked like it impacted him a bit. And Jeremiah Fears was the better point guard today. Carlo, 14 minutes, 5 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. 2 of 4 from the field. Hit 1 of his 2 threes. And he was fine. No turnovers. He was fast. He jumped. He had a big block that they called a goaltend, which was pretty close. It was probably 1 frame away from being a block. But again, super athlete and just plays his role. I think Carlo was good. Hawkins actually ended up with 6 points. He hit 2 threes in this one and 2 rebounds. He was a +2. So in fact, on the plus minus, he was the best on ground. When he was on, he was our best player, which unfortunately for him, and I hate to say it, says a lot about the state of this team. Eve Meesey, 2 minutes back from the from being crook. We don't know what it was, but he was sick, and he had a block, and then got ejected after Jeremy Grant grabbed him by the neck, dragged his shoulder down, and then pushed him, and it was all a lot of bluster, wasn't it? And he grabbed Eve on the neck, and no doubt we'll see stuff come out of that scuffle because Carlo and Sadiq Bey both left a bench, which we know the NBA doesn't like, so they may well be suspended for a game or at least fined. I hope it's just a fine. Don't take any more players from us, please. It's already bad enough. It's already bad enough. What can we do? DJ didn't play, and neither did Bryce McGowan's. Coach's decision. For Portland, their main players, Denny had 32, 9 and 10 for Klingon, 35 for Sharp, who was very good. Andrew Holiday had 17 and 12 assists. And those 3 guys sort of did the damage. But it was also the locked-in defense. Every time someone came in, they understood exactly what the defensive assignment was, and they did it. I can't say that about the Pelicans. The amount of times that they get lost on defense, for a defensive-minded coach, you can put it in quotation marks if you want. That was awful. And it does not get better for us. The schedule to come is tough. It's the homestand, so at least you get to be at home after a flogging. The Lakers, who are 8 and 4, and they're going to play us the NBA Cup, and that is on Friday night. And then we get a day off. And then we play the Warriors on Sunday night, who are 7 and 6, which is terrifying. And that's the first night of a back-to-back into a second night, which is the Thunder, who get to come and visit. So this weekend is going to be tough. What I hope is that the guys decide to wake up and actually play with a bit of heart. And I saw that a bit tonight. It was a shame we missed a couple of shots down the stretch, which cost us. But if we get any of these Phoenix-type efforts, gosh, it's really disappointing to see things like that. But, again, the players have to be accountable. So does the coaching staff. For some unknown reason, we refuse to make any changes or adjustments. There's this... it's to the detriment of the team, detriment to the fans. We saw what the court looked like tonight. I was there in the middle of... it was freezing cold in the middle of December and January last year. We had won 5 games when I got there. It was absolutely busier than what it was tonight. And they weren't all good teams that I went and saw. Some of them were average. But it was rocking. that looked really bad and disappointing that it was. I saw a tweet, I think it was from Alex, that's right after Boogie Cousins, after he'd sort of criticised us and said it was $25 for courtside. I can guarantee you it is not. Having bought those tickets, it is more than that. And I've not been courtside. I've been just like behind the bench, and it was more expensive than that. Unless you know how to get cheap tickets, and then please put it in the comments below. But yeah, disappointing to say the least. The Pelicans, they've got the Skeleton City jerseys just been announced. I mean, this is the old one. The new clothes look cool. The jerseys are the black and green that we saw a couple of years ago. But golly gosh, you're playing against the Thunder. So the record in that's already going to suck, which is a shame because, again, I'm in the camp where we should rebrand into that, into the Skeleton stuff flat out. I think that's awesome, the black and the green. So they won't ever do it, but, a boy can dream. Anyway, I think we will leave it at that. Just a quick one to touch base with you all, and I hope everything's going well for you all. Despite the disappointing losses, who knows what's going on out there in terms of the front office. I don't know how long we can keep losing and Willie Green keep his job. I genuinely don't know what you have to do to get fired at this organisation. We've seen guys get fired for making the Eastern Conference Finals. For winning championships, they get fired. We've got to get serious. I don't know. But we'll leave it at that. We'll all tune in again to watch us play the Lakers in the NBA Cup on Saturday morning. So, that being said, this has been Flock, a New Orleans Pelicans podcast. I am your host, Lyle Swithenbank, at Lyle Swithenbank on Twitter and on TikTok, at LylePels on Instagram. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment if you've got any thoughts about anything we've talked about today, or just your thoughts on the team in general. I'd love to hear from you all. And stay safe. And of course, bye for now.